for your courage, for your strength, for your vision, and showing one more time, right, is the wish and willingness to change and to move on and saving lives. Guys, I wanted to tell you a quick story, a short story over here that I shared with a small group in Top Gun Orlando, not from the stage, but here it is. Now, let me ask you a question first. I know everybody has a driver license and you may be driving. What is the highest speed that you have ever hit? Now, some of you may say 70, 80, 90, 100. Raghu just sent me a picture from Germany. He was there for that reason, hitting 222, if I'm not wrong, miles per an hour. If I ask you a quick question, what's the use of brakes in your car? What will it do, Prashant, if I may ask you, what's the use of those brakes? To reduce the speed or to increase the speed? You'll say to slow down the speed, isn't it? Do you agree with me? And that's how I used to think, that the use of those brakes are to bring the speed down, right? To slow down, to reduce the speed, not to increase the speed. How many of you agree with me? And I think that's where the problem is. Okay, now let's take those brakes out of that car, and now you tell me how fast you can go. Can you go 40 miles an hour without the brakes? It's actually those brakes that was allowing you to go to that 60, 70, 80, 100 miles per hour. But sometimes we don't see the things the way it's supposed to be. We always treat that as a hurdle. We always see that as a negative side of it. Oh yeah, you're saying this. No, it's actually those brakes that gives you that confidence and courage to move at that speed. Otherwise, you can't even move at 20 miles an hour. The moral of the story over here is those brakes are our mentors. Those brakes are our system. Those brakes are to do things in a methodic way. That those brakes are the vision, mission, hanging out with the people that believes in you and something that you see for a long run. But many times when we suggest the system, what you need to do, you need to follow those systems, but sometimes the way we see is in a wrong way. Oh, if I do this, that is setting that goals. Now, every one of the speakers that was there, amazing success stories, if you heard their first year and second year journey, what did they say? From $700 yearly income to $582,000 worth of income. Guys, sometimes in life, it's time for you to make a decision, because there are only two types of people that exist on planet Earth. Number one, who is already successful, and number two, who failed to make a decision. And I want to do things in a methodic way. I don't want to be random, because when you leave your growth to randomness, you always live in the land of mediocrity. So those break examples that is there, sometimes you may feel like, oh, we all become a victim of instant gratification. And those breaks that is there, the system, the way we need to do things, you may feel like, oh no, it's stopping me, or it's reducing my speed, or it's forcing me to slow down. No, that's not the reason. The reason that is there in place is so you can move forward in life. Challenges, obstacles, other areas in our life where we need some improvement, we don't see it the right way. Just like us, what we see, we tell is like, no, those things are to slow down our speed. That's not the case. Guys, what I wanted to share with you is the presentation. I will be on time. Prashant, if you can help me to bring up, you may have seen few slides of it in a Top Gun, but I want to tell you, I want you people who are making notes, I want you to write down one more time, and that is people equals freedom. I've been thinking 35 years of my life that money equals freedom. No, it's the people that equals freedom. Leverage human capital and give them an equal opportunity to do what you're doing and even bypass you under your leadership and mentorship. That's what we want today, for people to grow fast. That's what we are looking for. And the theme that Hubert have set for us in Top Gun is what? 5x growth. Can we have 5x growth? Yes, you have people in the first year in business, they are earning 200, 300, $500,000 or more. It's not about how much you're earning, because I believe in one thing, and that is sun and moon, they both shine at their own time. You have to wait for your time. You have to be there. When people ask me, Akki, what's the success formula in our business? And I would say, join and don't quit. Don't quit. Be there. There are a lot of distractions out there, but how you gather yourself and move. I'm going to share a very important message, but also a strategy, and I'm going to give you some tips as well that can help you to build a big organization and make a huge difference. and you all can live a life of significance. After hearing to Blessy and Vivian's story, what an inspiring story. Some of them are saving money for their daughter's marriage. Someone was saving for the college education. Some have some hardship in life. Some have lost money. Some have bigger goals in life. We all are doing. So the question that I would like to ask all of you before we get into our presentation is, yes, today you have enough income to live a comfortable life. But the question is, do you have enough income not to worry in life? Life happens, and we have to be prepared. You have to be certain in uncertain times. And unfortunately, this thing doesn't come announced. So here's an example. Prashant just reminded me of 12 years back journey that we started. A simple and ordinary couple like me and Ronak. When we started this journey, what was our goal? If at that time someone would have told us that, Akki, there will be a day in your life where you both will be making close to $1 million a month, and I would be like, get lost. Whom you're trying to impress, or whom you're trying to sell this dream? And I would have asked the question, which I get many times, if it is so simple and doable, why not everyone else is doing it? Can everybody do it? Yes. Will everybody do it? The answer is no. Why? I'll tell you the reason. Because we have two choices. Sometimes in life you do things by choice and you do it by force. So what is easy to do? I think it's easy to do when we have to do it by choice and not by force. And that's where our income is becoming a cause of our failure, because we treat this as all right, let me see. And I said this very clear in Top Gun. Okay, don't do this. Don't be in trap of that trying more. When it comes to success, you don't try to succeed. You commit to success. I did not left my home. Parents, I did not board the plane from Hyderabad, India, just to over here, okay, let me just go and try with my life or with my career or with my future. No, we all were committed when we boarded the plane. Coming over here, now I cannot be complacent. Now I just cannot be skeptical. Now I cannot doubt myself. And we have to see what we all are capable to do, guys. So you have to keep the main thing to main thing. I wouldn't be standing over here, neither I would have got an opportunity to touch so many lives and make a difference in so many lives and build this huge organization with the help of all the amazing people and leaders that I have come across. That makes me an MBA. I am a part of most beautiful association. After hearing those stories, every single time we get emotional, but we are happy at the same time. That's what we were looking for. When I was in the Top Gun, somebody came and said, Akki, how do you feel today? I'm sure you will be very happy. I said, I'm very happy, but I'm not surprised. Success did not come to me in a form of surprise. And it's important for all of you too, whatever you do in life. Success should never come in a form of surprise. You know why? Because you're working for it. You have seen that vision. You believe in it. So I want you to begin with an end in mind, with a great vision. The greatest gift you can give to any human being is not knowledge, it's not time. It's the vision. It's not even money. What will you do without a vision of all those three things? Time, money, and knowledge. Because you don't have a vision. And everybody wants that success. Okay, don't fall in love with success. Fall in love with the habits that bring success. We are the creature of our habits. Right? What kind of habit do you develop over a period of time? Whom you hang out with, and that will decide our future. Right? So quickly, guys, we'll get into the presentation. If I know you all want that 5x growth for 2026, so here's the goal. How you're going to do it? The title is Pitching or Problem Solving. So one thing is very clear. We're not going to spend any more time on why we need to recruit and build. I have given a whole presentation in Orlando talking about sales versus recruit. There are many companies out there who want you to believe that, okay, sales is the way. You have heard enough why recruiting is a high level. Why recruiting brings you freedom. If you want peace, why do you want to recruit people and build human capital and give them an equal opportunity to what you do so they can bypass you one day and we all can celebrate that success. So recruiting is a state of urgency, if you ask me. No matter what level you are at, you could be a brand new TA all the way to SEVC. Recruiting is still a state of urgency. And I'm telling you, people keep joining your organization. Many of them, what we heard, they joined in last 12, 18 to 24 months. Majority of the people that we picked today are in the range of that, and few of them were the senior leaders. We wanted to recognize them. But think about it. I've been in the business for 12 years, but even today, as of today, there will be at least 50 to 100 partners today that will be joining our organization. They will be joining our mission, our cause over here, which is no family left behind. That's our mission. And every day people are keep joining. And that makes what? One equals infinity. That's one is Prashant and Madhuri over here. They were my first recruit. Chandra Joshi and Sejal was my second recruit, right? Sean and Rosina were my third recruit. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So recruiting is a state of urgency. Second, focus on connection. First, be genuine. You should have that clarity in your heart that yes, this is going to change someone's life. Now, Prashant, you've been in the house. Aren't you and Madhuri glad that you were a part of our prospect list?
Absolutely.
Now, I could have treated them as a sales, and how much money would have I've made, and do you think Prashant and Madhuri lives would have changed with that one sale? The answer is no. I am so glad that someone believed in me and picked up that phone and called me and said, hey, what you doing this evening? I have something important to share with you. I'm glad that I was part of his prospect list. So guys, focus on connection. I build that connection. Be genuine when you talk about it. And I'm going to give you some pointers over here so that you can learn. Very important. Build relationship, not transaction. If you ask me how many transactions you have done, I'll say zero. Personally, zero. I don't believe in transaction. Okay, that is more kind of sales and money and all that. Yes. Do I want to grow? Yes, my family runs on this business. I've earned all this. But the first thing that I focus on is what? Building relationship. I want to know Prashant and Madhuri and their family. I want to know where they are coming from. I want to learn from them. We all need good people in our life. Who's talking about innovation? Who's talking about ideas? Who's talking about growth? Who's talking about spirituality? Who's talking about travel, charity, and many other places? I want to build that relationship with them first. It's not about just transaction. Many people who fail in our business and life, what I have seen in my opinion, it's all about transaction to them. I put relationship first. Nothing is more important to me than my relationship with my team members, family, friends, everyone that we do. That's why I call team a family. Team is nothing but it's a fancy word for family at work. We have to call something, we call it a team. But if you ask me, it's nothing but it's a family at work. We all carry the same mission and vision and we move forward. That's the culture, that's the community, what we are building over here. Right? Next one, listen more than you talk. Very important. So when I'm sitting across my client or a prospect or a team member or anyone in my life, I listen more. I listen more. When you listen more, you understand, you build that relationship. Communication is a form of respect. And for that, you have to listen. Listening is a great trust building activity. If you ask me what builds trust, I'll say listen more. No matter what you're doing in life, when you listen, sometimes what happens is you want the other person, hey, just hear me out. Listen, you're paying attention to it. It's a trust building process, if you ask me. I want to listen more so I can understand you better. We build that relationship. And the same thing I expect you to do when I'm talking. So when I'm sitting with my client, with my prospect, I listen more. On the next slide, you're going to learn what and the importance of listening and that communication that you have with them. Right. Recruit people, like Prashant said, very well. Blessy mentioned the same way. Sachin got so emotional, he said, if I talk more, I'm going to cry. You heard Abhishek, that you can see that this guy was on steroids today, by the way. Not the real steroids, the steroids of what? Happiness, joy, giving an opportunity, succeeding at the same time. Those kind of recruit people into the environment and culture. If you're building team, create hot environment and hot culture. When everyone is together. You know what is a high form of intelligence? That we all are together. The environment, the culture, the most beautiful association that we are talking about. I don't recruit people to company. People don't join HGI. People don't even join team. People join people. Recruit them to an environment. Recruit them to a culture. But it's all about transaction. None of this thing will work. None of this, because it's all about transaction. You come, I make override. You come, you make sales, you make money. A lot of other people are doing out there. And that's why they're small. What we focus on, building relationship. All right? We wanted to back something that is there that they have built. So you can build a vision. And you can carry forward. If tomorrow something happens to me, guess what? I don't have to. What life insurance is going to take care of my family? It's all of you. It's the opportunity. It's the HGI. It's the team and the override that me and my wife build. Even if I'm no more tomorrow, it's going to go to my wife. That is a great sense of accomplishment and a peace of mind that gives me. Of course, whatever life insurance she gets, but she will have a reason. She has this big family to work with. That is the vision. That is the environment where everybody is talking about what? Growth. Everybody is talking about self-development. Everybody wants to become more in our life and in our business. That's what we do. People join people, not companies. If you think people join company, there are so many companies out there. Will they be successful? No, maybe to some extent. But they never have a vision. They never have a mentor in life. Remember the cow and the lion story that I shared with all of you in Orlando? Quickly, right? Many people have said, Akki, can you repeat that? I'll do that in 60 seconds. Okay, in a jungle, a lion was chasing cow. Lion was chasing for food, and the cow was chasing for her own life, running for her own life, his life. And they both ended up in a quicksand. They slipped in a quicksand. The more they struggle to come out of it, they know that they were trying to sink more. And they both know now, the cow is now very comfortable knowing he cannot harm me because we both are in a life and death situation. And after a few minutes, cow asked the lion, said, Lion, do you have a mentor in life? And the lion said, hey, you're talking to the king of the jungle. Why do I need a mentor? I am the king. I said, okay, fine. I wish you had a mentor. He said, I have a mentor and I'm getting out of here. He said, how? He said, because it's already 6 p.m. and my mentor, my owner, in this case, my mentor knows that I should be home by now. I'm already late. He will be looking for me and start looking and searching, and he'll come to find me. And he will rescue me from this life and death situation. And that's exactly what happened after 30 minutes. The mentor came, saw him in a bad situation. Guess what? Bring him out. And I'm the king, I'm the lion. I know everything. Guys, sometime in life, being lion is not enough. Sometime in life, being king is not enough. Knowing everything is not enough. We all need a mentor. We all need an environment. We all need a culture to grow in life. And that's where I always say it's there. And while they were leaving, the cow said, I'll pray for you, lion, that one day you find a mentor that can save your life. But sometimes what happens over here, I have achieved so much in life. People build ego and pride and other things. I don't need anything. Remember the break example, the break story, and this cow and the lion story? That's a perfect example. Sometimes that is causing you your future. So people join people. Build relationships, not transactions. The next one. Okay, pitching or problem solving. Don't pitch. I never ever, if you ask me once I start learning, especially in last 8 to 9 years that I start gaining experience, I never pitched a product. I never pitched an opportunity. I never pitch. I always focus on problem solving. How this opportunity is solving my problem. And I'll tell you, be a problem solver. And I'm going to give you some hints that you can learn from me. And that helped all of us to build this humongous organization. So instead of pitching, find out what your prospects struggle with. Now the reason for that hour and 30-minute long those things is what they were sharing. They were sharing their excitement. They were sharing that how this HGI came to their rescue and helped them from their desperate life. I was living a very desperate life. I used to pray God every day, God, please save me from my desperate life. God, please save me from myself. God, please rescue me from my desperate life. That doesn't mean I was struggling financially, but this 5 things personally I was struggling with. I'll share with you why I'm excited to build this organization and what me and my wife and my family was looking for this 5 things 12 years ago. To solve that problem, what people are struggling with, I was struggling with time. I never used to find more time for my family, for my friends, for the favorite charity that I want to go and contribute my time and devotion and money. I was struggling. So I was looking for it, but if I would have continued to do what doing and say, hey Prashant, I don't have time, I don't think so I can do it, I'm so occupied with my daughter, family, job, other things, do you think my life would have ever changed? No. If I would have just struggled with the time always. And that's what I've learned. What you're not changing, you're choosing. I could have chosen. I could have said, I don't have time, but I'm happy with my multiple 6-figure income between me and my wife 12 years ago, and life is going good. Do you think my life would have ever changed? Do you think I would have ever solved my time problem? That's what, when I'm talking about the BOP, when I talk to them about this opportunity, I tell them how you're buying more time. Nobody will find more time. You have to make time. And how you're going to do it. This opportunity helped me to do it. The second thing, money. Money. Yes, today you have enough to live a comfortable life, but do you have enough not to worry in life? We all have dreams. We all want more from life. Why not? There's only one life. Okay? When I was talking about this to my friends, this is in the initial days, okay, even till today, people, oh, money is not everything. Money cannot buy happiness. Okay, I respect your decision. And a lot of people today on Instagram and those paid, speeches, they go and give these lectures. Okay, money can buy everything. The people who are saying money can buy everything, he's charging 2 lakhs rupees for that session. To say money is not everything, he's charging 2 lakhs or $20,000 or whatever. No, guys. I don't fall into that trap. People have challenges. People have time. I wanted more from my life or from my family, for our charity. Why do we want to make more money? I'll tell you my story. The reason at the first place, I never want to make more money so I can buy these big houses and fancy cars and fancy vacations. And no, I wanted to make more money so that I can provide peace of mind and security to my family that comes with money. I've been at a position where I have savings, but not enough savings that could last 2 to 3 years, and something happened in our life, and that day I decided and I told my wife, I'll never be comfortable with one paycheck, no matter how good that paycheck is. I've been through that struggle. Okay, seeing is believing. That's why I said, nope, I'm not going to do it. Talk about money, how this opportunity is helping. For the first hour and 30 minutes, everybody shared their experience, how this opportunity helped them to earn more, to save more, to do more, to give more. Third is health. Many times people don't think this is important. When I'm giving a BOP, I talk about health. When I'm doing a fast start, I talk about health. A lot of time what happens at our job, if I talk about myself, okay, it used to bring a lot of stress, a lot of frustration, a lot of politics, a lot of things that was causing me my health. Okay, I remember, Prashant, when you were working, you were going to this, which place of Alabama? That in the factory? Okay, I can't even pronounce that, but somewhere in Alabama. And he used to always complain that, oh, I have a back pain, I have this, and always stressed out, and I don't want to go. And the same thing I've heard from many of them. Coming over here, what happened? Everybody's enjoying, everybody's growing. You can build the team, you can go full time. A lot of other areas. Fourth is the freedom. Freedom. Financial freedom is not a dream, it is a priority. And I said, I need to treat this as a priority. Success needs to be treated with great sense of urgency and emergency. It is an urgency and it is an emergency if you ask me. I want that freedom as soon as possible. How this opportunity is helping all of us, thousands of us, okay, helping to get that freedom. And the last one, my favorite, is the community. What we are building over here is a samaj, is a community for like-minded people, for hungry people, who wants to give more to the community, but also they will get back a lot in return. My paycheck is tied to how many people that I help on a daily basis and be a part of that community, that culture. Being an immigrant in this country, the one thing that me and my family was missing is the part of that community, that culture, that environment where we all are together. And at least someone was there to give me that hand and say, hey buddy, come up. They were not pushing, they were pulling me. Everyone in HGI that I see today, the leadership, what they do, and I take the full pride in it. Maybe out there many people may have many things, but what they don't have is a heart of a champion. What they don't have is a giver. What they don't have is the doers. What they don't have is the culture, what we have built. And what they don't have is the environment. And at the top of the above, the mentorship, the leadership, what we have over here to believe. These 5 elements, I was looking for it. How many of you, if not all 5, maybe 2, maybe 3, or like me, all 5 of them? So when I'm talking to them in a fast start, when I'm doing BOP, I'm genuine and I'm talking about these things. But how we see things is also different. Next slide is also very, very important. I want you to pay attention and I want you to make notes and highlight it. Next one. Mindset. What kind of a mindset you need to have before approach and contact? Step number 2. First, you prepare the prospect list. The step number 2 is approach and contact. What kind of a mindset, a winning mindset that you need to have, a right kind of a mindset. Before reaching out, anchor these beliefs. Very, very important. First, you're offering a vehicle, not asking for a favor. Every one of them who shared their journey over here, last week in Top Gun, every one of them, you saw that? The $100, $250, and $500,000 recognition, it was a never-ending lane from one end all the way to the other end. We didn't even have a time to take a picture. I had the list for that announcement, and just my part of announcement was 52 names on it. And there were 4 others, just for that particular category. So what you're doing, you're giving an opportunity. When do you feel more confident? When you give something or when you receive something? You feel confident when you give something. You're giving an opportunity. You're offering a vehicle. And I want you to write down this. I know you all have, 5,000 people have dreams over here. Okay? But what's the use of your dream without an opportunity? You all need that opportunity to turn it into a reality. So you're offering, next time when you put, first thing what you need to do when you're preparing a prospect list, which is the step number 1, I call it a fortune list. The right term is prospect list, but if I have an opportunity, I would turn that name into a fortune list. I never called a prospect list in years. Why? Because every name that you put on that list will bring fortune for you and for the other person that if they see the value in what we are doing and if the timing is right. Stop seeing prospect as a prospect. I see that as a fortune for both of us. And via that, we can help many, many, many families over there. So you're offering a vehicle. You're not asking for a favor. But what I have seen when people approach somebody, oh, why don't you do it? This guy keeps, I don't have time. I don't want to do this. And you're just convincing and you're convincing and you're convincing. We're going to talk about that as well. So chin up, shoulders back. You're giving an opportunity. You're not asking for favor. Second one, your role is to start a conversation, not convince. I'm not here to convince. My job is what? To start a conversation. What kind of conversation? I want you to write down. Relax, but meaningful conversation. Relax. Firstly, I have seen a lot of people stressed out from here when they are doing prospecting, approach and contact, BOP when they are new. Can you be relaxed and have a meaningful conversation? The role is to start a conversation. That's where if you ask me what kind of business I am in, I'll say I'm in a business of invitation. To start that conversation, to strike that conversation. I'm not in a business of recruiting, building, and sales. That comes much, much, much later. First, I'm in a business of invitation. Be very comfortable with inviting people. Why? Because we're giving them an opportunity. We're giving a vehicle for them for all their dreams to come true. You're giving. You're not on a receiving end. You're giving an opportunity. Somebody gave me, I'm giving you an opportunity. Let me tell you something. Okay. I see the greatest gift that I have ever received in my life, the biggest, the most valuable gift that I've ever received in my life is the opportunity. That changed everything in my life. Now, do you believe in a return gift? Or you just like one way, bas ani do, ani do, ani do? No. Somebody gave me the opportunity. Now what I'm doing, I believe in the return gift. Somebody put my name on that prospect list. That changed my life, my family's destiny. Now I'm giving the same opportunity to others, and we all can grow collectively. The way you see, but you're giving. Your role is to start that conversation. I love talking about our opportunity. I love to approach people. Why? Because someone changed my life and I'm doing the same. The third one. And what's the goal over here when you're talking to people, when you're prospecting? Approach and contact. The mindset. Don't forget about the mindset, right? What kind of mindset? What are we trying to achieve? The goal is to raise curiosity, have that meaningful conversation, and give them clarity, not pressure. I'm not here to give you any pressure, but what I'm doing over here, curiosity, have a meaningful conversation, raise the curiosity, have a meaningful conversation, and give them the clarity. Help them to seek clarity. Help them to gather more information. Not pressure, not convince. That's what you're going to learn on the next slide over here. I want you to write down something. Being my experience working with thousands and thousands of people in my 12 years of career, have you ever heard your client, your prospect says, I need more time to think about it. I need more time to make a decision. Did that ever happen to you? I'm sure it would have happened to you. Every one of them. I want you to write down something. People don't need time to make decision. People need information to make decision. No matter what you're buying. Tomorrow if you have to buy a car or a real estate property, or if you wanted to invest somewhere else, people don't need time. People need information. When they gather enough information, now they can do it properly. So how can I give them enough information so they can make a well-informed decision? They can make a well-informed decision. So focus on these three things. Okay, first is what? Curiosity. Second, a meaningful conversation. And the third, help them the clarity. This one is very, very important, what you see on your screen. Very important. You are inviting them to evaluate, not join. Leave that decision to them. That's not in my control. I'm not calling Prashant, come so you can join. No, that decision is not mine. I don't want to waste Prashant's time if he don't sees the value. But what I can do is to share that information, to share that excitement, those 5 elements, and how can I help Prashant to do what? To evaluate. To evaluate. Not to join. And guess what? When he sees the value, what's he going to do? So I don't convince people, I don't impress people, to some extent I don't even motivate people. All these 3 things are like a fizz, soda gas water. It will last only for 24 to 48 hours. But when they see the value, when you help them to evaluate, and when they see the value, guess what? When the value exceeds the price, people will join with you, people will invest with you. Is the value part of it? Motivation is temporary, inspiration is permanent. From this call as well, there was a lot of inspiration for the first 90 minutes. And if you just got motivated with them and not inspired, guess what? You came back from Top Gun, after 8 days we have this session, and another 8 days you'll be still looking for more motivation. So people don't need time, people need more information. You invite them to evaluate, not join. They will join themselves. They will close themselves. Help them to seek clarity. Give enough information to them. Make sense? And connect with that story, those 5 elements. That was mine. Time, money, freedom, health, and community. Why I'm excited about this? Because I'm part of all this. Make sense? Try that next time. You see, your closing ratio will go home. Posture. Calm, confidence, beat, hype every time. I want to go and have what kind of conversation? Relax, not hype, relax but meaningful conversation. Calm but confidence. Beats hype every time. Next one. Okay, discovery. Most important. I want you to write down this. Ask before you explain. What did we learn in the first slide? What you do more? You listen more. And to listen more, what you need to do? You ask more. Ask before you explain. I'll give you an example today. Key questions, some of them. Okay, what do you do currently for income? Prashant will say, I'm an engineer, I got recruited from Honeywell, I'm a gold medalist from the Maharashtra state, all right, I'm doing great things, single employer, very good. Prashant, what are you currently doing besides your full-time job to increase your income? If I ask that question to all of you, what will be your answer? Some will say, I'm investing a little bit in real estate, I'm part of some startup, or I'm doing some side business. But if not, guess what? This gives you an opportunity to see whether they want more from life or not. Third question, do you like what you're doing long term? If I ask you this question, Prashant, do you like what you're doing long term? What will be your answer?
Not really.
He said, not really. So are we going to do something about it? Or are you hoping for a better tomorrow, Prashant? See, that conversation, I always ask more. Help them to confront reality. When this question I've been asked many years ago, not exactly the same way, and I was like, what am I doing? I need more from life. I did not come to this country leaving everything just to be complacent. If nothing changed in 5 years, Prashant, would you be okay? No. Will you be okay? No. Have meaningful conversations to do them. Are you interested in extra income or long-term freedom? Is anyone interested in that, by the way? All those people that came for the first 90 minutes, what they were doing? Not only they were making extra income, but they're looking for long-term freedom. Both. And today they are building big organizations. Sachin Patel just said, hey, you know what? I'm not going home because I just left my job. I said it was great working with you guys. Now I'm going to build with myself. Let me tell you, Sachin, when you are working there, with all due respect, you're building companies' asset. You are an asset to them. And what you're doing over here now, being a full-time, being in our business, part-time, full-time, sometime, doesn't matter, my friends. You're not an asset. You're building an asset. When I was working for a company, I was an asset to them. And no doubt, in return, it's there. This is not about anti-job over here. No, jobs are very reputable, honorable. But here, what I'm building an asset for myself, where the income is unlimited to go from there. So are you interested in extra income or long-term freedom? Ask sometimes. And this conversation you're having with who? With your friends, with your family member. Okay, your gym buddies, the people that you go out and meet, yeah, that's a good conversation to have. And guess what? The power of asking right question, people convince themselves when they talk. When you ask this question, what happens, Prashant? People convince themselves. They come to reality all of a sudden. I was in coma for 36 years, if you ask me. Living a good life, doing things. When somebody asks the right question, then I was like, what am I doing? Am I winning or losing in life? Am I treating success as a sense of urgency or emergency? But आपको एक चीज बताता हूँ, okay? Many people, they say, oh, I don't drink, I don't smoke. But let's say I've seen that is there. I said that is better than something. The worst nasha in the world. The worst. It's worse than anybody else is there. So if somebody is drinking, next morning he may have a hangout if he has too much and he'll be fine after 24 hours, isn't it, Prashant? But if somebody, the worst nasha in the world, jo kabhi utarta hi nahi hai, that is a comfort zone nasha. People are always in comfort zone. That will not leave you after 24 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours. It will stay with you for hours. And I was one of the victims of it, by the way. I was so comfortable, I was so complacent, because I'm working, my wife is working, we both make six-figure income. I start getting into a traditional business. I used to own multiple locations over there. I thought that is it. And if someone tried to push me out of my comfort, nope, I was always in that, nope. Take this news, it will help you. The next slide, okay? I want you to focus on the title. What is it? Invitation, not explanation. I want you to pay close attention. Invite them to see the information. What did I say? What sells at the end of the day? Information. Invite them to see the information. The information does the rest. You don't have to do anything. Information. Help them to see clarity and help them to confront reality of life. What's going on. If there's two things if you can do, I'm telling you, you are not getting just a code, you're actually getting a person. That's when I say, don't recruit bodies, recruit the person within. And how are you going to recruit the person within? When you ask, when you help them to confront reality, when you share your journey, when you share your story, when you share your curiosity, when you share your excitement, your belief, that's how you're going to get a partner in business. So that's what it is. The information does the rest. You don't need experience. Okay. Many times people come, oh, I don't have experience. You don't need experience. You don't need to quit your job. No, the day will come, like many others what you heard, a day will come where you'll make a decision when your plan B becomes equal or better than plan A or close to plan A. Hey, guess what? You'll make a decision that I wanted to go the unlimited income source, but not immediately, but definitely one day if you stay along. The third one, you don't need to be perfect. I'm still not perfect. I never want to be perfect because perfect is boring. There is nothing new to learn if I'm perfect. I never want to be perfect. So there's three things you don't need it. You don't need experience. That takes care of 70% of the issues that people think, oh, I don't come from this domain. I come from an IT background. My dear friend Prashant sitting over comes from an engineering background. Some come from a medical field. Some are homemakers. Some are nurses, doctors, traditional business owners. Guess what? You don't need an experience. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to be perfect. Okay? So, you do need what? Coachability. When people ask me this, let me ask you, because many of you over here have that doubt. Oh, I don't think so. It's working for me. I don't have an experience in this business. I don't have a huge network. Why do you think I'll be successful? I understand all those things. Will you be coachable? How coachable you are? Second, okay, what kind of work ethics that you have? Third, a desire for something more. Do you want more from life? That's what we need from you. We don't need an experience. We don't want you to cut down a few hours at your job. We don't want you to be perfect. But definitely what we are looking for to help you to build this together for that freedom is coachability. To be a good student of the business. A good work ethic. A focused effort. And guess what? A desire for something more. Can you bring that to the table? When ask, can you bring those three things to the table? Hey, I'm all in. As long as I get that time, money, freedom, health, and community, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Those 4 words that changed my life. 4 words. And that is, I do it anyways. If I can get those 5 things, time, money, freedom, health, and community, I do it anyways, no matter what. Just bring it on. I'm coachable, I have good work ethics, and I want more for life. Can we do that? So what I'm doing over here, invitation, not explanation. And also why we are successful over it. Invite them to see the information. What kind of information? Talk to them. I hope one thing is clear in all your mind. We don't need experience. We want what? Work ethic, coachability, and other things. So here now, what we have in return, mentorship. What we have now, we have a proven, predictable, fast, and clear system. Simple system. But for that, if you're not coachable, guess what? There is no use of system. Remember that break example? Many times when we try to do that break, I've been a victim of it, by the way. Oh, I don't want to do it. Oh, if I follow this, it's going to slow down the process. No, it's actually going to help you to increase your speed. Otherwise, you will be stuck in that sales somewhere just doing, oh, I don't know, I cannot recruit people, I cannot build people, I cannot retain people. One of the problem because you cannot is your coachability, is the work ethic. You want to major in minor things. You don't want to major in major things because you see that as a break. Oh, you as an upline is putting brake on me. I like to do this. I don't like to do that. Don't be a victim of instant gratification. You're here for a long haul. Third, we have leadership. Every step of the way, there is someone to do the hand holding for me. You have a mentor in place that can take you to the next level. Everything is in place, but are you having a winning mindset? You're here for a long haul. Fourth one, we also have a proven track record. Proven track record. 40 years, not 1 or 2 years, 40 years of leadership and mentorship. I love what analogy that Abhishek used. What do you call Amazon? And there was what? Demo? Demo. We have everything in place. All it requires is you. So if you ask me about 10 years ago, I told myself, Akki, between you and your success, between you and your time, between you and money, between you and freedom, between you and health, between you and community, the only person who's responsible in between is you. Get out of your own way. Unleash yourself. Have enough information and clarity and declare to yourself, enough is enough. Till then, I was talking negative about everyone. Prashant, tell me, if I tell you something, oh, it's not working, it's not doing, I'm not doing, you're sitting at least, what, 2 feet, 3 feet away? How close is your ear from your mouth? How close is your ear from your mouth? Is it going to reach Prashant first or is it going to fall on my ears first? It's a deep thought for some other day. Anyways, here's something that I want you all to learn. This may not be for everyone. If I'm talking to Prashant, this may not be for everyone, but you're open-minded, hungry, and serious about your future, I invite you to take a look. We talked about what we need, what we don't need. You don't have to let your job. You don't need to be perfect. Guess what? You don't need an experience. What we are looking for, coachability, good work ethics, and you want more from life. And this is not for everyone. I want you to know that you're giving an attitude. What kind of attitude? Okay? You're giving an attitude. I invite you to take a look. Another 10 minutes, guys, and we'll end this webinar. Invite them to see the information. Here's what it is. I always use this. Use this. It will help you. Many times people say, oh, I don't know. I said, listen. Okay, listen, Prashant. Let the information decide, not emotions, not opinions. This will save you an appointment, I'm telling you, my friends. Try this next time. It's a deep thought for all of you as well. Okay, because many of you will be thinking, I'm still in a trying mode, I don't know. You heard people. Anything worthwhile will take time to build. If you're looking for a worthwhile, if you're looking for a fly-by operation, if you're just looking for a short-term gain or a short-term business, sales and other things, sure. But if you're looking for something to last for long, and if you want to build a legacy that brings you peace, comfort, and freedom for a long term, we are having a conversation. Come to the front of the class, my friends. That's what we want. So let the information decide. I'm a big fan of value and information. And I tell Prashant, what you're telling me is a bunch of emotions and your opinion. Let information decide, not emotions, not opinions. If it makes sense, Prashant, great. If not, no pressure. No pressure. And here's my favorite, what you just see on your screen. Prashant, the only mistake that you're going to make over here is not looking. The biggest mistake what he can do is by not looking. And I'm telling you openly, if it makes sense, great. If it does not, no pressure. There's always someone else. I'll tell you guys, there is no shortage of two things on planet Earth. One, money. There's plenty of money on planet Earth. And number two, there are plenty of people on planet Earth. I'm not worried about that. If I know what I'm doing, it's there. What I'm telling Prashant, if it makes sense, great. If it doesn't, no pressure. The only mistake what you can do is not looking. I respect your decision. Let's do it. And let information decide, not emotions, not opinion. You know how many appointments I've saved with this information? How many times I've turned the table with this? Because now what happens, we are keeping the emotions out of the equation. We are keeping your opinion out of this equation. Let's discuss. Can we have a meaningful discussion? And you decide. We don't make decision, you make decision. Okay? I help you to do what? Evaluate, not join. I help you to evaluate, not buy. You tell me, after looking at the value, what do you think? Otherwise, you may have your opinion. You may have some experience from the past. You may have something come with the same opportunity with the less experience who cannot relate to you, or who cannot show the value, or who cannot share enough information, and he's just being vague with this opportunity and talk to you, and you said no to a life-changing opportunity based on someone's vague experience. So let not emotions decide. Who decides? Let the information decide. And for you also, if you don't have enough knowledge, enough experience, take your field builder. That's why we have field builders in place. You bring the relationship to the table, let them bring the expertise to the table. The only mistake what Prashant can make is what? Not looking. I hope you're making notes and not just listening. And the information does the rest. Most objections, what I have seen, most objections stem from fear of unknown. Clarity removes fear. Information removes fear. Because most of the people come from different domain, they have a fear of unknown. Oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Oh, you know how many times I've heard? Thousands of times in my 12 years. And today they all are super successful in our business. Why? Because those emotions, those temporary emotions, I want you to write down this, okay? I've learned this in life, but I also applied this in business, and it's helping me greatly. That is, don't make permanent decisions based on your temporary emotions. People make permanent decisions based on their temporary emotions. You will build a humongous organization. You're going to help thousands and thousands of people over the period of 3 and 5 years if you stick to this. If you keep the main thing to main thing. If you help them to evaluate. If you help them to show the value. If you can relate them to your story and your belief. People don't join companies. People join people. How can we help? We don't try to convince people. We share information. Many times people say, oh, I don't know how to convince. I hate that word. Why do you have to convince? Nobody needs to convince. We don't convince. What we do, we share information. And since we are professionals, we believe in follow-up. Okay? Sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to. No, you don't chase people. We share information. You don't convince people. We share information. Oh, Akki, how long I need to do the follow-up? To the point they understand. It may take 1 time, 2 time, 10 time, I don't know. So what is my job? My job is education and understanding. I educate my prospect. I educate my client to the point they understand. They understand. They say, yeah, that's it. And I leave the decision up to you. Okay? The last point, we don't chase, we educate, we let people decide. But the only mistake what they can do is not looking. If you can apply this, I'm telling you, but first you need to have that kind of a mindset to do it. And at the end, my friend, pitching or problem solving. What do we want to do over here? Problem solving. Remember, I'll tell you, every no brings you closer to the right yes. I'm not worried about all the no's. What I am excited about is every no is bringing me close to right yes. Now you heard Prashant. Between me and Prashant, there were 14 rejections from my close friend and family members. Now, among those 14 no's, what I was looking for one right yes. I don't know who will be that. Now, Prashant could have very well said no to me. By saying no to me, he said no to the opportunity, to business, to freedom, to peace, to become a millionaire today in a record-breaking time. He could have said no to that. Now, should I feel bad about it? Just like 14 of them said no to me. If 15 says no to me, so what? What I am looking for with every no is that one right yes. And that one right yes can change your life. 1 equals infinity. Just the override on Prashant's leg. There are so many, right? There's Chand, there's Chandra, there is Bhagwan Reddy, there is Rahim, there is Reshma. The list goes on and on. 1 equals, but many times what we see is that one no. Every no holds its own value. Now on Prashant, my override is generally speaking roughly about $500,000 a year. And in this so many years, maybe about $3 to $4 million, that's what I have override Prashant and Madhuri's hierarchy. And when I divide that by those 14 no's by $4 million, how much each no is worth of, now you tell me. But do you have the vision for that? Like Abhishek showed that 4 years, right? I've shared that in one of the Vegas convention for the 12 years. How much, 10 years, what was my income back in 2013? Officially, full-time income was $96,000, but those income was in millions. If I divide today, is there. That's why we say you begin with an end in mind. But the problem is we just begin to begin, that's it. But when you begin, end in mind, that's what it is. I was very excited with the no. It's like I know those no's are getting me closer to the right yes. Not any yes, the right yes. It's there. So friends love to do things together, my friend. Friend loves to do things together. When I found something exciting, what did I did? I shared first thing with my friends. I said, hey, I found something really good that I believe in it. I'm going all in and I want to share with you. And I respect your decision because I don't know your timing, but as a friends, we love to do things together. And that's where people run away in these opportunities. Few of them, not all of them. They keep their warm market at the end. They first wanted to reach out to Uber drivers. They wanted to reach out to the people that they don't know that well because their opinion don't matter to them. And you want to keep the best thing away from your friends and family. Why would you do that? I'll tell you why I would do that. It's a mindset and it's your belief. And that's why you're struggling. That's why you need to work on your belief. You need to gather more information. If you're still hesitate to go out and talk to your close friends and family members, there's a lot of work needs to be done on your belief. And at the end, together we create hope. If you ask me, why? Because together we create hope. So at the end, my friends, success is all around you. I've been saying this for 10 years. If you want success, it's all around you. If you understand the power of one, if you understand 1 equals infinity, if you understand money without people brings pressure, and money with people brings peace, comfort and freedom, then you need to take this advice very seriously. Success is all around you. Instead of going and talking about a lot of other things but not business, then you're just putting success away. You're pushing success away. So when I saw this, and I love to do things together, right? Earlier, me and Prashant, we barely used to meet every 2 to 3 months. Okay, Chandra Joshi, my dear friend, right? Sejal and Chandra, we would have met at least like 6 months or maybe on a big occasion like Diwali, Dashera or some festival or some significant dates. But now coming in the business, guess what? I get to talk to them almost every day, sometimes 3-4 times a day. That's what we are doing. And success is all around you, all around you. It doesn't say success, but that's where if you take the invitation part seriously and what we discuss is that you're one recruit away from what? an explosion. The minute that recruit decide to get to work, the potential is unlimited. The minute that recruit decide to get to the work, the potential is unlimited. So do I really care for all those no's? No. What I'm looking for is that one right yes. And that one right yes, the minute that one right yes decide to get to work, the potential is unlimited. Look at Raghunath Reddy. Look at Jyoti Reddy. Do you think it's just one? Do you think Bhagwan Reddy and Supraja Garu, is it just one? No, you're making a big mistake. Prashant and Madhuri is not just any one. Okay, Sean and Rosina is not just one. Mike Chaudhary is not just one. Okay? I'm telling you, my friend, it's not just one. Altaf and Manisha is not just one. Reshma is not just one. And I can go on and on and on and on. If you understand that one, and everybody found that one, as long as you stay. Sun and moon, they both shine at their own time. A fired up recruit follows the system which creates more recruit, and from there everything is possible. Guys, I can go on and on, but I think this is enough for today to get the message what we are looking for. And what we are looking for is looking for you. That is manifestation. But the idea is, are you looking? The question is, are you looking? So how do you see all this? As a brake that's going to slow your speed? Or do you see this as a long-term goal, a long-term freedom where you can grow and you can increase the speed? That's the message for today. Guys, it was truly an honor. It was a great event. I see a great momentum. In 2025, we did great things together. We made it one of the best years ever. And I see the same momentum to carry forward in 2026. I'm super excited about what 26 is going to bring for all of us. I'm all gate up. I hope you got the message. I hope you're going to put the right effort on the right time, on the right side of it, and work with your leadership. And I'm very excited. And at the end, I hope you all have registered for the Vegas convention. Do not procrastinate, my friends. If you cannot make a decision that is 6 months apart, and if you don't have a vision for 6 months and you're expecting freedom, you're expecting your family and your family's destiny to change, where you can't even see yourself making a decision in 6 months, I don't know what to expect, my friend. And I'm telling you that as a friend, not as a senior leader or something. No, as a friend, I'm telling you, not making a decision is also a decision. So do that, register today. And not only you registered, but you say, you know what, I have 6 months from now. You could be a brand new person as a TA, don't even have a license. But you can say that in next 6 months, I'm going to do something. I'm going to bring at least 10 people with me. But for that, your vision is very important. For that, that commitment is very important, that you're going to come personally. Can we do that? And if we cannot control the decision that is 6 months apart, what is in our control then? So I want all of you, oh, it's 6 months, so I'll decide after 2 months. Please, don't do that. Procrastination is the assassination to your destination. Do not procrastinate. Procrastination is the main cause of failure. Okay, you need to have a power of making decision. Before you do that, just remember it. Guys, I'm super excited. Thank you, Prashant, for being a great host, being a partner, and great hosting. And thank you everyone who shared your experience. I know it takes a lot to do that. Thank you guys. Throughout the webinar, I see thousands of people stick to this. That tells us who we are, what kind of culture and environment, what we are building over here. Thank you so much for sharing your life with me. Saturday, Sunday happens to be the best day in our business. Go out, inspire more people, and live a life of significance. Keep recruiting, keep building, and keep making a difference in people's life. With that, thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you next time.